Hello, dear students. Here I am with a new topic, the present tenses. Before we talk about the present tenses, let us talk about the word tense. What is the meaning of the word tense? Tense means time. The word tense refers to time. Or we can say it tells us about the time in which a particular action is done. So we have three types of tenses: past tense, present tense and future tense. In this chapter we talk about the present tenses. The present tenses are classified as the simple present tense, continuous present tense, perfect present tense and perfect continuous tense. Let us learn about each one of them. So first we talk about the simple present tense. Now where in English we can use the simple present tense uses. We use the simple present tense to talk about a habitual action or a routine that we follow. For example, he runs a marathon twice a year. This is his routine, that he runs a marathon twice a year. She always speaks the truth. This is her habit of speaking the truth. They never stay up late at night, a routine which they are following. So what we have seen? We have seen the first use of present tense is that we use the simple present tense to talk about a habitual action or a routine. Then second usage of the simple present tense is that the simple present tense talks about the general truths. For example, the sun rises in the east. It means yes, it is a general truth that is accepted by the whole world. That is accepted by everyone. Yes, the sun rises in the east. The human body has 206 bones. Yes, it is a general truth. They live in London. So these are some of the truth. So when we talk about a general truth, we are using the simple present tense. The next point is that we can use simple present tense for something that is true in the present. For example, I am 13 years old. So it is a statement by someone that that person is 13 years old at the present time, right? But that person will not be 13 years old in future. Yes, of course, in future the person will be older than the present age, right? Then second example, she works in a bank. At present, she is working in a bank, but we never know. In future, she will not work in a bank. She will work somewhere else. So, it means that children, whatever is true in the present, now, present means now, it won't be true in the future. So, we can use simple present tense for this also. Now, the next point is for future events that are fixed or part of a timetable. For example, the train leaves at 6 a.m. It is a future event that the train will leaves at 6 a.m. right? And you can say it is a part of a timetable. It is a fixed timetable for the train. It is a scheduled departure of the train that it leaves every day at 6 a.m. The second example is that The flight is rescheduled for tomorrow evening. So the flight is rescheduled for tomorrow evening. It means that we are talking about the present tense. It means that we are talking about the near future. We are talking about something that is going to happen in future, right? So here also we can use the the present tense. Like our school reopens on 25th June. So it is a future plan, a fixed timetable, a fixed event that will take place. Fifth one, headlines of an article or news item. For example, President arrives tomorrow. So whenever there is a headline, right? You might have seen the headlines in the news or in the newspaper or any article. The headlines are always given in the simple present tense. Oil prices go up. So this is also a headline. So headlines are always given in the present tense. Now the sixth point is dramatic description of events. For example, the film is full of humor. Every time we watch it, it keeps us laughing for full 3 hours. All the characters are funny. So whenever we are talking about a dramatic description, means we are talking about a movie, we are talking about a theater, we are talking about a drama. So whenever we are talking about a dramatic description, we are using the present tense. The description is always given in the present tense. Seventh one, in this point it is given verbs which express state, possessions, feelings. Here also we are using the present tense. The flower smells sweet. I love my mother. What is that? Feeling. She likes music. I appreciate your effort. So here are all the possessions, feelings are mentioned here in these examples, and you have seen all these things. Whenever we are talking about a state, whenever we are talking about a possession, feelings, we are using the present tense. So one more thing which I want to tell you, how do you come to know whether the particular statement is given in the present tense? How you can recognize the present tense or the past tense or the future tense? So right now we are talking about the present tense. So let me tell you about the present tense. How you will come to know that the particular sentence is in the present tense. Children, we will talk about the structure formation of affirmative, negative and interrogative sentence in simple present tense. Affirmative, as you all know, means positive sentence. Then in this, children, you have to remember some rules. If, as you know, in a sentence is a group of words that have a verb, subject and verb combination. So you can see in the first example, I play. I is the subject and play is the verb. So in all the sentence, you can see the subject verb combination, right? So if your subject is I, you, we and they, then you have the verb is in the base form. The verb is in the base form. Now you must be wondering, what is the base form of the verb? The base form of the verb means the simplest form of the verb without anything added to it, right? So you can see it here also, play. Nothing is added to it. So I, you, we, they. If your subjects are I, you, we, they, then you have to add the base form of the verb. In the negative sentence, if your subjects are I, same I, you, we, they, then you have to use the do not or don't plus base form of the verb. Do not and base form of the verb, right? In case of interrogative subject, you have to do a simple change in that. What you have to do will come first and the subject will come afterwards. So do I play? Do you play? Do we play? Do they play? Right? So your interrogative sentence also, in case your subject is I, you, we, they, then your interrogative sentence begin with do. Right? Now we talk about he, she and it, the third person. If your subject is he, she, it, then the base form, you have to use the base form plus s and es. Which form of the verb you have to use? Base form plus s and es. You can see it here. Right? In the negative form, as the verb ends with s, so you have to take does not. Does not. Right? He does not play, she does not play, it does not play. Because your verb is ending with s. So you have to take does form. And in the interrogative form also, the same only. First, your interrogative sentence starts with does. Right? Does, subject and the base form of the verb. Right? Acha, one more thing I want to tell you. If your subject is in the singular form, singular you know it now, singular stands for one, like he, she, any name, singular name, Ram, Shyam, Reena, Geeta. So these are the singular subject. So when we talk about one person, then in that case your verb ends with s or es, right? And in case your subject is in the plural form, they, we, then in that case we have to take the base form of the verb only without having s and es added to the base form, right? So now with this we have complete the simple present tense. Now you can see our exercise is also given here, which is based on simple present form of the verbs. Now I'll just read it out to you, and afterwards I'll send you the PDF of this exercise, and this exercise has to be done in the copy. You all have to do this exercise in the copy, right? Now I'll just read out the sentence and what form of the verb has to be used in that also I tell you. Johnny live on a farm. So base form is given. Johnny, as you know, it is a singular form. The subject is singular. अभी मैम ने क्या बताया था, जब सिंगुलर होता है बेटा तो हमको बेस फॉर्म के साथ एस और ई एस ऐड करना होता है. सो जॉनी as Johnny is singular, so we have to add s to the base form of the verb. Johnny lives on a farm. He have a horse named Stella. So have is used for plural. Have is used for plural form and has is used for singular. Let me tell you so that you remember. Has, singular, and have for plural. Understood? So here he is singular. So what will come? He has a horse named Stella. Again Johnny is singular. So you have to add s to the given verb love. Johnny loves Stella. He rides Stella every day. Sometimes they walk slowly. Why I have not add s to it? Because there is the plural form. And sometimes they run fast. They, plural form, so run will be same as it is given here. Johnny not mistreat. So your subject is singular, so it will be in the negative form. What will come? Does not. Johnny does not mistreat Stella. They always have a good time. Stella, now be form. Now this also must be confused. Be form in the simple present tense for singular noun is, and for the is for singular. R is for plural, right? And am, go with I. So you can see it here. Stella, singular. So it is, Stella is Johnny's horse. Again, she is singular. She is light brown in color. Her tail and mane are dark brown. She is 3 years old. She lives in the stable by the house. Stella waits for Johnny every morning. She enjoys their time together. Often Johnny gives her apples. After long rides, Johnny always washes and brushes Stella. He usually brushes her tail. Then he gives her food and fresh water. Stella loves Johnny. So with this we have completed this part of this chapter. We have completed simple present tense. In my next video, we discuss about the present continuous form. Right? So this exercise, I'll send it to you through PDF. So do this exercise in the copy, children. Till then, goodbye. Stay blessed.